Welcome to the channel, everybody. Now today I have another Scum 0.95 and beyond news and updates video for you all. Let's jump straight in and see what the devs have been fixing. So today we're going to go through the latest hotfix which came out today, about 2 hours ago. And I've been doing some testing and stuff inside the game, but first of all what we're going to do is just run through the bug fixes, QOL patch, and then I'll show you in-game what these changes have done. So first up first, we have the bug fixes, and they fix issues where camera would be tilted after exiting vehicle in some cases, where drinking water would sometimes cause a server crash, where player would remain stuck in falling animation after aeroplane crash. They fixed some icon issues. They've also fixed an issue where you would gain demo skill XP for burying and unburying mines. They've also fixed issues where opening vehicle doors would kill the player in some situations. They've also tweaked vehicle skin pattern textures. They've also fixed issues where puppets opening doors would sometimes crash the game in single player, where opening containers with the F interaction would not highlight which container was opened, where in some cases consuming food would cause a server crash, where flag owner would not show up in logs if the flag was destroyed by an admin drone. Also, where eating and drinking items from containers would freeze up player characters. Potential fix for client crash related to opening containers in vicinity, and fixed wrong grip placements on backpacks. So I already know that there are going to be some bugs that people have obviously reported that aren't in this patch. Now this isn't necessarily the only hotfix we're going to get with bug fixes before they move on to NPCs. I believe there is still some tweaking they need to do, especially with the puppet side of things, but I will show you this soon when we go into the game. And I show you some footage from earlier when I tested this. Alright, but first of all we're going to move on to the quality of life additions, and you can now place barbed wire and wooden barricade BB elements on other BB elements. Increase decay time for containers built underwater such as chests. All explosives that can be placed on BB elements can now cause a chain explosion, detonating it all at the same time. Decrease the time it takes admin drones to destroy chests with F interaction. Puppets no longer spawn in the initial aggression towards player. Hordes still spawn aggressive. Increased jump noise accumulation in abandoned bunkers, and they've decreased metal pipe spawn rate in the junkyards. So a few little decent quality of life additions here, but there are two main ones that I want to point out. One of them being obviously the explosives. They now have a chain reaction, and I will show you this momentarily as well. On top of this, obviously placing barbed wire, wooden barricades on BB elements, I will show you this also. On top of that, puppets no longer spawn in with initial aggression towards player. I have noticed this within testing, that this does no longer happen. But as I said, there may be some tweaking they still need to do to this. But again, we'll jump into that now, and I'll show you a few different things that I was testing. Look at that, no puppets spawning in behind me. Lovely. So hordes still spawn like normal, but when zombies spawn, when puppets now spawn in, they're non-aggressive straight away. So this was the issue as well. When puppets would spawn in, they were aggressive from the off on the player, and as you can see now, they're in their normal state. So what you should find now when you're just running around normally, you shouldn't have puppets spawning in behind you and then aggroing on you straight away. Or if you're laying down in a bush, if they spawn in around you, they shouldn't aggro on you, okay? But as you can see, at least puppets now aren't aggroed on you automatically, alright? Which is a good thing. Lovely job. Now this is obviously just a small town, so what I'm going to do is going to run down to the big city quickly, and then have a quick look there, see what's going on. Okay, well he aggroed on me straight away. That might be because I'm making noise right next to where they spawned. Oh, well, there's the horde. Well, they're not spawning in your face anymore. They're breaking down doors. Seems a lot better than what it was. This might not be the only hotfix we get for this as well. Obviously, if there's still issues with this week, and obviously we're all letting the devs know, then there may be some more adjustments they can make to it. But to be honest, I'm not really... None have spawned right in my face. In terms of those two that spawned in, they were on the other side of the wall. And I was making noise, so... That also may be why. Right over there, mate. I mean, this is just a quick 5-10 minute test after the hotfix has just come in, so I'm just running around, just testing it out, seeing what it's like. So you're not seeing any puppets spawning in randomly behind me or anything. He's just spawned in, not aggroed. Sit down. But yeah, I feel like there is a drastic improvement on the spawning of them. Especially when they're not aggroing on you straight away as well. That is a good thing. Alright, now I have just spawned in, teleported here, I'm in, so I'm going to give it 10 seconds just to see if things spawn in around me, etc. And then we'll go for a little run around. The reason I'm running down to here is because the last couple of times I come down here before this hotfix, I get beepers spawn in right next to me here. Just heard one. Where is it? Now, a couple of weeks ago they did say about animations with puppets. Now, I'm not sure if that is a new animation for when they're going towards sound. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not, but I know they did say they were looking at changing some animations around for the puppets. So, again, it may be intentional, it may not be. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But at least they are not spawning right next to you anymore. Obviously that beeper before, when I ran up to this gate, he was stood right here. Now he spawned in over the other side of that wall and then started moving towards this area. So it may be that they spawn in, they move towards a HTZ area or LTZ, MTZ. And then when they're there, they then de-aggro as such. And when you then get close, they'll then aggro on you. That's the way it looks like it's working now. Let's just run around a little bit more. I just want to check a few more things out. Like, why is this door open? Oh, that'll be why. So yeah, it looks like they've changed some animations on the puppets by the looks of things. Sometimes got their hands out. Sometimes they're down by their side. But generally I've noticed when they've got their hands out in front of them, that's when they're heading towards a door or when they've just bashed down a door. Look, there's another one over there now. So that one just ran over to the zone. He's now de-aggroed. And he'll stay there now until he is obviously aggroed. Like I'm running over this way now. Hello, friend. Interesting. So yeah, it looks to me like they've changed some animations around for puppets. Okay. I think there might be some more adjustments that needs doing to it. But again, the devs aren't really going to know this unless we are giving this feedback to them. Alright, so if you are coming across issues still, make sure you give the feedback to the devs. Because the more feedback they get, the more adjustments they know to make. Alright. Now, I'm going to go and do something else quickly, which was included in the quality of life updates. And we'll pop over there quick and I'll show you that now. Yes, animations have definitely changed for puppets. Okay. So it looks like they've increased the distances on them spawning. And then once they spawn, it looks like they just move towards the, obviously, HTZ zones. Or MTZs, etc. Alright. So they have obviously moved it out, and that's just due to immersion, I think. Obviously having puppets spawn 20 meters behind you, sometimes that will cause them to spawn by that tree there, and then obviously run straight towards you. So it looks like they've increased that by quite a bit, considering that puppet would have spawned up here, and he's now moving all the way down to this area over here. It's an improvement. Right, if you're wondering why I'm in orange clothing, because that didn't quite work out for me. So, as you can see here, we've got 3 grenades on this wall. Now, beforehand, you would only allow you to blow up 1 explosive at a time. Okay, now what they've done is, if we pull the pin on 1, if I can run. As you can see, all 3 of them now explode. Okay, so you can combine explosive on base building elements, and it will cause a trigger reaction between all explosives that you've laid down. Okay, so instead of now having to come up to here, plant 1 grenade, run off, let it do the little bit of damage, come back, do it again, you can now plant 3, 4. This works again with TNT, pipe bombs, C4, grenades, all sorts. Yeah, just plant them on there, pull 1 pin, run away, and they'll all combine their explosive power. Right, so just to demonstrate this, what I'm going to do is plant this grenade on here. Then I'm going to pull the pin, run. Right, let me go back. Now, as you can see, 1 grenade does 100 HP damage to a wall, okay? Now, what we want to do is test it on this wall, okay? So, let's grab 2 grenades. Oh, don't need to do that, I've got 2 grenades on me. Plant that one there. Now, I'll tell you what, we'll plant the other one on this wall here, and it should react with it, alright? So plant that one there. And what we're going to do is, we'll pull this grenade here. Pull pin. Run. Quick. And as you see, both grenades have now gone off. We've done another 100 damage to this, and we've done 100 damage to this wall. Okay, so now you can combine explosives to damage more than 1 piece of BB element. Alright, so they have adjusted that now, so it is a bit better for when it comes to raiding, etc. So, something else I want to quickly demonstrate to you guys that's been changed as well. We make this. Right, what we can actually do now is our wooden barricades and our barbed wire barricades, we can actually place on top of BB element stuff if it's big enough. I don't think this is big enough. Bear with me 1 second. It says we can do it. Unless I'm just thinking of it wrong. So, hey presto, we can now stick barbed wire on our roofs. And this also works with your wooden barricades as well. Assuming if you have enough room for them. which is a lovely little surprise if you put one of these by your front door and someone comes running in your front door after they've picklocked it. It's a nasty little surprise there, isn't it? But that is another little quality of life bit there, is that we can now put our defenses up on top of our buildings. Okay, this again is good because this will stop people from trying to jump into your base with motorbikes, things like this. I've had that happen to me before, and if I had barbed wire available on top of my base, they probably wouldn't have done it because they would have got caught on that and died. So again, nice little improvement there for us, as well as the explosives now combining with each other. Okay, so not only have they given raiders a bit more of a chance to be able to raid easier, they've also given base defenders a bit more base defense with these items. Okay, now these have obviously always been in the game, but we've not been able to put them on top of BB elements or attach them to BB elements like this. So it's nice to see that they've finally done this now as well. But that is pretty much it for the quality of life stuff. So let's jump back to the news part and we'll finish off the video. So lovely to see those changes there. Now again, that was only a quick sort of 10 to 15 minutes worth of testing, running around, seeing what the puppets reacted like. But it is nice to also see those quality of life additions put into the game. Now, before I do forget, there is one last thing. There has been a server setting change, and they've added a new setting, Scum, spawn encounters in threat zones, ignoring base building, which allows puppets to continue to spawn in POIs even though BB is allowed to be built there. Puppets still won't spawn in LTZ built areas. Okay, so slight change there for anyone that owns their own server, obviously server admins, stuff like that. It's good for you guys to know this information also. But that is pretty much going to be it for today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video and you got some insight into the changes and fixes that have happened with today's hotfix. So I just want to give a quick shout out to our channel members, Megahoof, Mary G, Alti, Anne, Nectar940, Phoenix, Sam, Carbe, and Lieutenant Dan. Thank you very much for your extra and ongoing support. It's always appreciated. Now, if you do want to join them, you can do. Head over to the channel, hit that join button, and see what perk suits you best. It all goes back into the channel. It just gives you all a better viewing experience. But, of course, if you want to support me in another way, you can do for absolutely free by just hitting that like button, that subscribe button, and also turning on your notification bell. And that way, you'll stay up to date with all the latest Scum news, guides, and content on the channel. Until next time, see ya.